Sacre bleu! Today is vlog day 999. Beaucoup de neuf. Good morning. I should know this before I start filming. I should start looking at a calendar. I think it's Thursday. Good morning, it's Thursday. It is Thursday, and today's video comes to you in 4 parts. The first 2 probably being pretty short. The second 2 might only actually being 1 part. They might try to combine my fingers. It's weird to see how your fingers don't move the same way when you. All right, part 1. Game Riddles. The game Riddles theoretically are launched. Oh, I gotta put them up on the website, then they'll be launched. I'll do that while I work this morning. I'm gonna launch the game Riddles. Now, the idea behind them is that you download the riddle sheet from travelandlock.com and you try to solve the riddles, basically about it. I wanna make more of them here soon. I'm gonna add more as we go, but most of them right now require a little bit of help. And the way you get that help is you can just ask. When you go to the various waypoints, you can say, hey, can you help me with a riddle? And they should be able to help you with at least 1 riddle by filling in a keyword that then enables you to solve the riddle. Most of these should not be Googleable, or at least not easily Googleable, and especially not without the keyword that you're missing. And the idea is that they encourage you to get out and explore within the neighborhood that you're in at the time. Oh, all right, part 2. Part 2 is coming at you a little bit early because just realized I got on the wrong metro, or got into the wrong metro station. Thankfully I'm on my wheel, so zipping to the right metro station ain't no problem. Okay, part 2 is, the plan is to do more fun videos with waypoints in the game. So I've been playing around with the format of that, how it works, how much I incorporate them, how much I mean, if there's something interesting, if we've got a lot to work with, then it's kind of fun to make an entire video with these places. It's cool to get behind the scenes to see how people make what they make, just to spend some time with them. So I'm having a really good time with it. Very curious about your opinion on the different videos we've been making. Some of them have been longer, some of them have been shorter. I've been playing with the styles. I've been just kind of having fun with it. So if you want to let me know what you think about the videos I've been making with the waypoints so far, feel free to do so in the comments. But that's one of the things that will continue. I only have a handful left that I really want to make, and the idea is, of course, to show you a little bit more behind the scenes and a little bit more of what's going on with these different places that I think are pretty cool, and then I'm trying to send you to through the game. And I think it's important also, as a full disclosure, that they're not paying me for this. I'm not making any money, so it's not sponsored. All right, metro attempt number 2. Okay, that was a success, but I didn't put my microphone back on. Part 3 is basically what I'm more excited to talk about, what I was more looking forward to talking about, and that is what to expect in the next month. I'm not gonna tell you what to expect tomorrow because I just hope that it works. But immediately after, my plan is to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time in one format or another, and that is a 20 in 20. What, you might be asking, is a 20 in 20? A 20 in 20 is basically a drinking game. This won't be a drinking game on my vlog, but it's a drinking game where you try to have 1 drink in every arrondissement in Paris, all 20 neighborhoods in Paris, over the course of 1 day. It's kind of stupid. Nobody ever actually finishes it. But it's a real thing. And instead of doing it the drinking way, I just figured I'd make a video about each arrondissement, 1 per day for 20 days. See if I can't get to all 20 arrondissements. Share something that I love about each arrondissement. And if it's an arrondissement I don't know much about, just explore it, wander around, see what I find. So that is what I'm gonna talk about after I get some work done and release these riddles. It's a chasson or rhubarb. Usually these have apples in them. Okay, work, and then I'll fill you in on this whole 2020 thing. Tasty coffee and a lot of work done. Some admin, bought a plane ticket even. Lots of thinking for tomorrow. Saw Oliver briefly. And French Laura, it was all around massive wins. Okay. I'm off to lunch. So I think the 20 and 20 idea makes easy sense. There's nothing particularly mysterious about that. Let me get off the cobblestones. That'll help the camera not wobble so much. Hopefully you're excited for that. I am, because I definitely want to explore some, but also share a number of places that you can find in my guide. It's kind of like one big promotion for my guide. We'll highlight some places in the game. And, obviously I'm hoping that with the touristy stuff, when I make more touristy videos, I mean, that's how people find me in the end. So I figured doing a series, 20 videos about all 20 arrondissements in Paris in 20 days, hopefully that gains a little bit of attention and maybe people will find me and subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed yet, or you didn't realize you could subscribe, or maybe you didn't even realize you hadn't subscribed, that happened a lot lately. People have said that they didn't realize they hadn't subscribed yet. That'd be great. Here's a truck. Not helpful, hold on, gotta get up on the sidewalk, wait. The hope is that by doing this series, it hammers out a lot of touristy stuff. There are a handful of things around town that I've never done before that I wanted to do. A handful of things that I've never really wanted to do again that I'll probably avoid, like going up the Eiffel Tower. I'm not going up the Eiffel Tower again. but it should just generally be a lot of fun and give me a little bit of structure and just hammer out a whole bunch of more tourist-oriented content early in the season to get it out of the way. And then I can go back to living my life, you know, without doing too much touristy stuff for a while. Maybe even sleep. Excuse me, moment. Sleep would always be good. But I have some thoughts about moving forward as well. I already made it to my lunch spot, so I'm gonna have lunch and then we'll continue this. Lunch was great. I have a quick, I gotta go and do some admin stuff in an office here in a big office park. I'll be right back. All good, but I think I killed the microphone on I left the microphone on for the second time and I think the battery's finally dead. So, I can't really wheel. I can't wheel and talk if there's no wind protection, so I'll just have to, I'll pick this up when I get home. I gotta work on my battery management skills and buy some new batteries for the microphone. In the meantime, many of you know that my goal is not to be anything touristy. Like, I'm not trying to be a tour guide. When I make videos about Paris and share what I love about Paris, it's not because like I want to be a tour guide or do anything really remotely related to tourism. It's more that I just love the city and I love so many things about the city. And as much as anything, it was basically inspired by the fact that I heard people complaining about Paris in ways that I thought were kind of unfair. People would talk about how Parisians were rude or how service was bad or how blah, 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 you fill in the blank. And in my mind, I always thought, well, you went to terrible places. Like, there are terrible places everywhere in the world. Go to better places. And I know that the French don't make it easy because the internet, like Google Maps and so forth, isn't as robust here, even though it's coming along, and it can be a little bit harder to find your way around than in other cities, especially if you're coming from the Anglophone world. But for me, that's really where that all started, was very much wanting to help friends, family, and then other people that are coming in, strangers of all types, understand and have decent, like realistic expectations about what they were getting into, and then guiding them towards great stuff. So when I make this 20 in 20, it's a combination of wanting to kind of just challenge myself, do something new. I think it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be something interesting to follow along, but also because then, you know, you can hammer out a lot of tourist information, a lot of sites that I haven't hit yet, cover a lot of interesting things that I haven't seen yet, maybe explore the city, especially in neighborhoods that I don't know as well. And in doing all of that, hopefully kind of have a fun time, make some interesting stuff, and also just front load a lot of the touristy type stuff right before tourist season hits off, which it's starting right about now, and wanting to make sure that it's all out there and, you know, I don't know, also making myself easier to find in that way. And then going back to a little bit more of the daily life stuff after that and kind of sticking to that a little bit more firmly, I guess. There are a number of things I still want to see and do around the city. There's a lot of stuff that I'd like to share. There are a lot of experiences, lots of museums that I have yet to get into that I would like to go into, some that I would love to revisit. There's a lot of stuff that I could be making. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm both having fun and you find valuable and entertaining to whatever degree. So many of you know, it's interesting to see some of these comments. I think the vast majority of people understand that this is a vlog and it's kind of the story of my life, and maybe it's not necessarily super inspirational or super interesting yet, but hopefully someday this is the path that leads to things that are even more interesting, because, you know, as they say, you're not inspiring until you're successful. And I found a lot of success, a lot of interesting smaller successes along the way. I feel genuinely successful in what I've set out to do, but I also understand that for some people, they show up and all they want is just to pull a lever and have more Parisian, touristy, informational content pop out. And that's just not what I'm interested in doing. It's not that I'm not interested in providing that information and providing it as I go, sharing value, exploring and explaining how I see Paris. That is obviously interesting. That's why I do it. That's why I make those videos. But I also think it's important to take time like today to kind of reset and say, okay, here's where I'm at with my current projects. Here's where I want to be going. Here's what I want to do next. And here's what's coming up. And to explain a little bit of that, as well as have days where I'm just like, here's what's going on in my own personal life. Today I'm happy or sad or doing whatever, feeling whatever. And that's, you know, it's a vlog. That's the idea. At least, granted, the idea of vlog I think kind of means anything now. I think people use it to be whatever. And in the same way that you could have a blog specifically about certain things, you could have a vlog that is specifically about certain things. And I don't really know if there's I don't know what the final defined answer is to what is a vlog definitively. But the way that I approach it is very much that I want it to be a daily journal, a daily record of my life. And sometimes I get to do fun things like go in and try out a bunch of different types of lattes and make a video about that because I think that's interesting and it's fun to do. And some days it really is just, here's what I did, here's where I went, here's what I ate, here's who I saw, here's some Gustav. And then, you know, pulling it back and just being me and just having a day. So I'm gonna get those riddles up because I keep forgetting to do that. I'm gonna work on the riddles next. There is a meetup scheduled for next week. So if you want to come to the meetup here in Paris, the way that you find out is by going and playing the game and asking at the waypoints. And also, again, you're kind of helping me out because we'll see how many of them actually know. The owners should know. If you get the owner of the place, they should definitely know. Hopefully their employees know as well, but you can always ask the owner. And then the 20 and 20 is what's gonna come up starting on Saturday, assuming that I don't pass out after tomorrow. And I'm just gonna explore the city. And it's gonna be a combination, like I said, of showing you places from my guide and other things that I enjoyed, places from the game, but also taking the time to explore, to wander around and see parts of the city that maybe I don't normally get into. So I'm gonna try and have some fun with it and wander a bit as well. So there'll be a little bit of exploration involved, which I think sounds like a lot more fun than just going to like set places every time. But some of them, I have ideas. You'll find out. You'll find out as it goes. I'm looking forward to doing it. So hopefully you'll stick around for that. I don't know what's going on with the camera anymore. And I'm gonna get back to work here. I hope that you're having a wonderful day wherever it is you are, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for yet more madness. And well, actually yet like a big spike in madness tomorrow that is gonna kind of continue on for 20 days after that as well. I better get some rest. I'll see you tomorrow.